What's good, everyone? Welcome back to Someone's PC. This will be the post Georgia Regionals 2017 Rant edition. Cause holy crap, this tournament took forever. Like, oh,
Yeah.
It's an understatement, man.
I mean, what time we get out? 1 a.m.
Was
1:30.
it
It was,
12?
it was around there.
I was angry.
It was
I don't know.
late.
So, with me as last time in our Georgia discussion video, we have Krista Porco, Drew Bennett Kennett, Mark, holy crap, Albright. I'm looking at the bottom of your like Skype screen, it's messing with me. And then Azul Grigo. So, this tournament sucked in a good way. In a good way. Like I'm happy someone's PC repped well. You know, we squeezed 3 people in the top 32.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
how it was run and like so much stoppage at the beginning of the tournament really hurt.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
felt a lot longer than it actually was, just from how long it's been going on. But
Yeah, it was one of those things. It was like Arizona. It was just a long day.
What time did you?
Chick-fil-A ran out of sandwiches? Oh my god!
Oh yeah, they kept running out of Chick-fil-A.
I was snacking off Brent's chips all day because I couldn't find any food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, super bad. So, just to keep us like a little bit timeline oriented, we all get to Georgia. I say we got there about 4:15, 4:30 ish.
Yeah.
And then met up with you guys. Drew, you didn't even see us the first night.
Nope,
Well, you
I
did
got
like
there at
Friday.
2 a.m.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I got there at 2 a.m.
y'all were wildin'.
It was awful.
Excuse me, cough drop. We all got sick, or some of us got sick. Azul was already sick.
I was already sick.
Someone brought the nastiness to Georgia and spread all around the room. So, the night before, we're all testing the living crap out of Turbo Dark,
Yep.
and like looking at each other, we all thought Turbo Dark was gonna be easily the highest deck played there, right? And then
Yeah. I think it was close to that.
yeah, we're like,
It was close.
what about the mirror match, or what about this, what about that? You know, everyone already has a list. Which one do we do? And we pretty much came to the point where we were like settling on a final 3 cards that we wanted to pick. And that was between like Enhanced Hammers, Parallel City, Silent Lab, and like a third EXP share, a third Fighting Fury belt, which I think helped us out a lot. But going into I say like the final hours around like 12 a.m., 1 a.m. We kept walking around to like all the other rooms, the New York rooms. And I was like, what do you guys are all on? They're like, oh, Turbo Dark 2. Nothing special in our list. And that was pretty funny. And I think talking with the North Carolina team, the New York team, and the guys over at ARG, it was all Greninja or Turbo Dark. If you're not playing one of those, like, don't even play in the tournament kind of thing. Some of them are on
Yeah.
Mega Ray, though.
Yeah.
Just because they wanted to play against us playing Turbo Dark. And kind of go for, like, a Super Stomp kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good if you're not running the Turbo Dark's not running Silent Lab, but
Yeah, Silent Lab, Parallel City, and Hands Hammers put in work when we were testing that matchup. Which Patrick and Butch were testing a lot. They're friends of ours on someone's PC. They room with us, so we didn't even get to, like... I personally wasn't even testing. I was just watching everyone else's matches.
I tested the Mega Ray because I was thinking about shifting,
Yeah.
and then I saw how dominant it was with Silent Lab, and that was just a build with puzzles too.
Yeah, it's insane. Izul, how'd you come down to like? How'd you switch over from the dark side and get to the Greninja life? That was weird.
Oh, I was just testing Ninja with Brad and Jimmy versus Turbo Dark. That's all we were playing, and we were beating it. And so I was like, I think the 2 best decks for going into the next day were going to be Ninja and Turbo Dark, and I thought Turbo Dark would be more popular. So I was like, may as well just play Ninja and play a Ranger. So you beat the mirror, and I played against 3 mirrors that day too. So I beat them all.
Did the
But
Ranger matter?
oh yeah, it matters like just enough. Like it just gives you that little bit extra. I used it every game. So every game in the Ninja Mirror. I usually only played 1 game, but I think one of them we played 3 games. But yeah, it definitely matters.
Drew, do you agree? Do you even think you need Ranger? or like
I don't think you need it, but if you have it, it's helpful. It
super?
makes it easy on you.
Why not Ben
Like,
Spoon?
obviously, Ben
Yeah,
Spoon's not good.
Not fair.
Yeah, that Ben Spence was hilarious.
I mean, a couple people, even a couple people played Ben Spoon. I think it was Grafton and Rahul played a Ben Spoon.
Yeah.
And you just like sit there with your one Ben Spoon Ninja and max potion it, and you'll get ahead.
Yeah. You
I
get
feel like the
ahead,
Ben,
but
yeah,
Ranger's just better.
yeah, Ranger overall I feel like it's a little bit better. Ben Spoon's not bad though.
Right. It's not bad. You just can't attach a bursting balloon.
No.
Did you feel like the repeat ball? First of all, who thought of that crap?
So the list, definitely give full credit for the list to Pendarvis. He already had the repeat ball. He had everything in there.
Yeah.
Me and Brad just kind of helped with the final last couple cards, but full credit goes to Jimmy Pendarvis for the list for sure. He already had the repeat balls in there. I wasn't a huge fan of them, but then we played some games, and it was better than 4 Ultra as long as you didn't dig for a ball to get Frogadier, and it was repeat ball. That's like the only situation where Ultra Ball is better than repeat ball, but it literally never came up in like 20 games. It never came up for me at all either in the tournament where I was like, okay, using Sycamore, I have to get a Frogadier here. Oh, I didn't get a Frogadier. Oh, I only got repeat balls. I can't duplicates this turn. That never came up. Didn't come up in testing at all. And past using duplicates, repeat ball is just better. So yeah, it was good.
How'd you lose?
What
What went wrong?
Froky pass. That's literally it. I hit one bad matchup, and like our Yveltal guard matchup against a good player is definitely bad.
Mhm.
Against a below average to average player is probably fine. Because I know Pendy, his first 3 rounds were Yveltal guard when he beat them all.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's insane. They were nowhere to be seen for me. I just played Gansman once.
Yeah, that's because they all lost.
6.
Like, it just wasn't a good play.
Whoa. I was at the bottom tables and they weren't there either.
Well, it's not the worst deck ever, so they were in the middle.
Yeah. I was just way too low.
Yeah, we knew we were going into it with a bad Yveltal guard matchup against a good player. But we knew there wouldn't be that many. Like, it was just a bad play on the day Yveltal guard was.
Yeah.
You didn't really have any good matchups going in there, and yeah, that's why it didn't do well. None of them even made top 32. I was surprised by that, but yeah, it made sense that there wasn't any doing well.
Yeah. Drew, similar things? Did you get the Froky Donks or?
Oh no, I played
guard
Talonflame. I played Talonflame in there.
Yeah.
So I didn't get donked that much, but I also didn't start Talonflame that much. And I really didn't hit any good matchups. Like, my day ended playing Mega Altaria Garb. That was like my day.
Did you win?
No, I got destroyed.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah.
I actually got destroyed. I was watching the 2 games next to me because I just didn't even care about my game. Just whatever.
Oh, I do that all the time. That's a lot of fun.
It's I know, like, just okay, cool, keep doing whatever you're doing. I really don't care. But yeah, it was a bad day for me.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna train his mail. He's like, you do you, bro.
I know,
You
you
take
could
all the
probably
cards off
take
the
off
trainers,
more,
man.
I
I'm
don't
really not
care.
making that.
Yeah,
You
whatever.
can take the energy you want. It's all good.
How do you have 6 energies on board? Whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. Azul, would you ever play Greninja again in a major tournament after seeing that crap?
I don't think so. Like, I haven't played it, it's like literally the only deck I play at locals and stuff like that. League Cups, League Challenges, whatever. It's the only deck I play is pretty much Greninja. So it's like less variance because you're playing less rounds.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's actually better to play it at local tournaments and stuff than it is at bigger tournaments. I don't think I would, but I had to do it at some point. I feel like it was gonna happen eventually, and like my worst fears kind of what I expected from the deck kind of came true. There'd be some games where I wouldn't be able to get more than one ninja turn 2, and they would kill my only ninja, or I couldn't find breaks, or a Froky pass. Like, everything that I feared would happen with the deck at a big tournament happened. So no, I don't think I would ever play it again at a major tournament.
All right, Mark. You were like the one of the original 4 someone's PC dudes to not get there, and we all felt like crap because we know you deserve it. You finally deserve your day 2 at least. Chris finally got his, but how did that crap out on you? I think round 1 you started with a mirror match, which is next to the most skillless thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
All right. So I would say that my unsuccessful tournament was 50% my fault and 50% my suboptimal list's fault.
Okay.
Because I played like 3 cards off of what you and Chris played, and I think those 3 cards made a huge difference on the outcome of my games.
Which one were they?
I didn't play a 3rd escape rope like you guys.
Oh.
I played 11 energy instead of 12. And those 2 things are like the most crucial. Like I could feel the loss of those cards. throughout the course of my day, like so bad. But I also had some really bad luck in my two losses. Like round one, you said I played the mirror match, and game three, I had a about 70% chance or better for 3 turns in a row of hitting my Lysander out of a 7-card deck, and it just never happened. And I would have won the game at any point in those 3 turns if I hit the Lysander or the Versus Seeker. So that happened. Can't help that. I took a tie that was definitely my fault against Houndoom Mill. Game one, I just destroyed because I played it correctly, and then game two, I made a really stupid benching choice. So I think those are like the reasons that I didn't get there was suboptimal.
You overbenched the baby, right? Is that what you told me?
Yeah, I put a baby on at the end because I thought I was going to have to conserve an energy at some point in order to take a knockout on a Houndoom. But I didn't count his Versus Seekers before I did, and he had one left for a Lysander, and I was like, well, all right, that's my fault.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah.
I feel a lot better when I take losses that way, at least in my tournament experiences. Like there was a time round 2 against Isaiah Rufus, who was playing Gyarados, and it was one of those like we played Spinda in our deck purposely to have an advantage against Gyarados, which I thought was gonna like blow it out of the water, but holy crap, it doesn't do all that much.
No, it does not.
Unless you have it in super ideal scenarios, or they don't expect to see it coming. But he already knew I was playing it, so game one. I didn't even have to bring it out, and I ended up winning. And then game two, I refused to like bench it early from fear of like a Lysander or waiting him to do like a buddy rescue play off of it. But I was way too like lenient, like passive. I should have been a lot more aggressive going into the early turns. And then we got into the scenario where I kept getting end into like Sycamore, dead card plus Spinda, and I couldn't play the Sycamore without losing my Spinda for the rest of the game. And he had like the damage ramp on board plus the progression like on like 2 shots on my double fury for fury belted Darkrai, so like he didn't even need to play another buddy rescue in order to get the damage output that he needed for the board presence, and I think that ended up costing me because like nearing the end of game 2, I just punted. Like I said, I just kept punting it. Like I was having an unfortunate luck of drawing into the Sycamore plus Spinda, and I couldn't get any more damage on board to start like feeding my other attackers, which I wanted to do, but that was my fault. Like I should have just played it more aggressively. So in game 3, when we ended up tying, and I needed to like the game was about to get blown out by me, and we ended up tying, and like he was like, "Oh, I'm kind of forcing a tie here," when I was like 3 prizes to his 6, kind of crap. But I took that loss very, very well compared to the losses where I'm just like, "Oh look, 5 dark energy and a Sycamore," and I open a Hoopa.
Yeah.
And those are the ones where I'm like pretty livid. Not even at my opponent, just like at the game. I'm like, what the crap are you guys doing? Meanwhile, everyone else gets started with like triple max elixir. When they miss one, they sigh. Like,
see, after playing Ninja for so long, I would rather lose because of that than because I misplayed.
Yeah,
I just accept bad hands now.
Yeah, I would say that the Spinda is actually another really good point. I didn't play Spinda. I played Eviltal Break, and I think having that other basic in there really would have prevented me from starting Hoopa 5 times. I think that just would have like made things much better for me. So that being the 3rd card difference, you can see where like the 3 cards that I played different just wrecked my tournament.
It really, really matters. Even though I think this format's fairly, in my opinion, awful. Like I wouldn't say it's completely skillless. It's just a lot of like dirt. My hand's optimal or somewhat good to your nothing. Hopefully you have the ability to catch up.
Yeah.
Hopefully this end sticks, and then I get to come back on you, even though I didn't really deserve it. By the way, like either I played or the way I drew early, and I've never felt like I've been in a format where I didn't outplay my opponent more. You know, like in the current formats now, I feel like whenever I beat an opponent, it's hardly a scenario where I was like, oh, I outplayed them, like in this particular turn, or I bait them into like a play for these particular like 3 sets of turns that like like you formatted against it. Azul, I remember one particular time when we were playing in Orlando, game 1, when I had a loaded Giratina with the Fighting Fury Belt on bench, and your bench Shaman EX was my win condition, right? And I end you into 3, and then you like drew into an elixir plus an energy, and you chose to elixir to the Shaman EX on the bench, and then attach a dark energy to it, and then like retreated off your Yveltal EX into the Sky Return, back into your baby Yveltal. Like that, like those scenarios hardly come up anymore, right?
Yeah.
Because like when as soon as you did that play against me, I was like, I'm pretty sure I lost, and fucking kudos to Azul for like recognizing that situation right there, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like that doesn't happen too much in our given game state. It's like, oh, hopefully I can draw into this parallel city so I can bench 2 more Pokemon and then remove the Shaman, right? So that's like, oh, I have to hit this Sycamore. I missed Sycamore. I missed my parallel city kind of crap. Instead of like you had to build up the progression beforehand. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being like a little bit crappy. This format definitely feels a little weirder than usual, or at least from when I first started playing the game.
No, I agree. But I feel like the best way to play yourself out of a bad scenario is to try and play yourself into your most ideal scenario. So like instead of ending this turn, you should probably just Sycamore and try and draw the 3 cards you need.
Agreed.
Instead of trying to slow your opponent down. You should try and constantly play yourself into the most ideal scenario instead of trying to play your opponent out of a scenario when you're behind.
Yeah, I like those times too when your opponent took like a huge knockout on you after Sycamoring, or they have like a 7-8 card hand, and you're like, I have to end them here, but ending myself to 4 is not going to win me the game.
Yeah.
So whatever,
exactly.
I'll discard it. If they have the Lysander, they have it. You know, like that kind of.
Yeah.
I hate that mindset, but it's what you have to roll with. And my opponent was like, oh, I missed the Lysander, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, I'm gonna win this game now because I just drew X card off of Sycamore. Crap. I coughed so hard it knocked the headphone out of my ear. This is ridiculous. So, Darkrai Turbo was still good to you, somewhat, Mark? Yes? No?
Oh.
Or like once you got tossed into the later rounds? It was...
Amazing. I'm going to play it at the League Cup that I'm going to on Saturday. Probably like 90% for sure.
Okay. With 12 energy, please.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to mix that.
Please.
Let me tell you, the first thing I did when I got home was I got on PTC Geo and 12 energy in my deck, the spin die, and the 3rd escape rope, and I was like, all right, I think we're good. That's all I needed to do.
Yeah. All right, Drew. So what went wrong, dude? What happened this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably what went right. Might be shorter.
Okay.
Nah, it was just, I don't know. I'm not going to put any blame on matchups because I do think Ninja has pretty fair matchups across the board. Mm-hmm. But I did hit some unfavorable matchups along with, I did get into the tournament at 2 a.m. in the morning. Like, it was just not my weekend. And I'm fine with accepting that.
Yeah.
Greninja did its Greninja stuff. I got donked a couple times. I dead drew a couple times. No.
Did you feel like that the getting in at 2 a.m. affected both like your play and your mood? I mean, I know it affected your mood. Of course, you're being a little bit grouchy and shit. But I'm saying like
wow.
Do you think like were you always one of those players that's like I definitely need a lot of sleep beforehand, or are you like us where we're just like
I tried to. I used to be the type of player to build my deck the day of or the day before, but recently in the past year and a half, I've always wanted my deck built a week in advance, a week and a half advance. So all I have to do is get to the tournament and then sleeve in new sleeves, go to sleep and wake up. So I do think not having my average amount of sleep did hurt me a little bit, but I probably could have planned that around better. I didn't need to stay up and hang out with some guys, you guys, when I got there, but I decided to. So I made some choices. I accept them.
That was fun though, because you guys were like talking to me in the hotel room. I'm half awake.
Oh yeah, you were like out.
I was like under the covers. I was
just like talking. yeah.
I'm going Greninja. Well, that's no fucking surprise to me, man. I'm gonna go to sleep.
It also hurt because I had to work like a 40-hour work week in 3 days before the tournaments because I had to make up those hours. So I didn't have any time to test and maybe make the list the best it could be. But,
yeah, gotcha.
But Anaheim, I'm gonna take that down, so we're good.
Yeah, Anaheim's gonna be a beast. I hope I can make it.
Dude, just get spirit.
Yeah. Azul's already going, right? Your first row going?
Yeah, I already got my ticket, everything. So
sweet.
Unless something drastic happens, I'm going.
Beast. Okay, now for the final person who performed the best out of all 5 of us in the current video, Chris.
Atta boy. This is new.
Yeah, this is new.
This doesn't happen.
How does it feel to have I wouldn't even say monkey, that demon off your back? Like,
dude, it feels
my
great.
guy, you've been on the winning end so many times for day 2, and this time you didn't even play, you just ID'd. Like,
oh, I mean, I regret just IDing because it would have given me a better chance to make top 8 to take down the
Told
whole
you.
thing. Yeah, I know you told me, but like it was such a huge monkey off my like on my back that I wanted to get off. That I was like, I wanted to make sure that it's like there was no way that it was going to be denied of me.
Yeah.
And I figured I can just play my way through day 2 because I'd be a little more refreshed and just like try and take it down.
Yeah, always ID, and if you can.
So
That's what I say.
That's wrong, guys. Don't listen to that. Play to win the tournament.
day 2's a
Play to
new
win.
day. Day 2's a new day. Your luck's
Yeah.
gonna be different. Like you're gonna be running hot or you're gonna be running cold.
Yeah.
I felt my luck running off a little bit, so like IDing seemed like the best choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't take
That's
that advice. When I get to the final round, I look at my phone. I was like, I don't think we can ID, dog. And then he's like, okay, cool. In game 1, he god drew so well, and I was like, this was a mistake. I should have done this. And then, game 2, I'm behind, and I have like, like everyone's already out of the tournament. Someone's PC fans, whatever else, just all watching from the background. And I'm like, this is getting shitty. And my opponent got a really good start too, and I drew some awful stuff. And he makes a horrible like decision off my escape rope, and he brings up his only loaded Volcanion EX on the bench, and I just Dark Pulse that bitch for 180 or 190. I was like, go. And then he had to hit the Lysander off of one card, or his final VS Seeker off of one card in order to kill me with his benched Entei. And then he drew 2, and I saw him like shake his head, do the breathing out the nose thing, and I was like, let's do it, boys. Then we went into game 3, and that's when time was called, and we just looked at each other, and I was like, yo, man, let fate decide. I'll see you tomorrow. I was like, you're in this, I'm in this. We played way too well today to get out of this. And I think he got in at 30th, and then I got in at 27th, so it's pretty beast.
Got there.
Yeah, dude, being in that day 2 and like having that regret for not taking that win on round 9 win or round 9. I've been there before, especially at San Jose.
Yeah.
Like when I sat down, I went against Sosa, and Sosa was just sitting there like with his deck in hand, and he goes, should we play? Like should I take my man out? I was like, nah, dude, let's just ID. It's fine. And then now going into the next day, like one more win would have put me in top 16, or maybe hit different matchups. Maybe I would have hit Drew round 1, and then he would have hit that free win. You know what I'm saying? So
It could backfire on you though, because I played that last round because it was such a free matchup, and then I got destroyed day 2. I had 1 win day 2. It was awful.
Oh, that was sad. Yeah, because you beat Jeremy, right?
Yeah, I beat Jeremy, and then Jeremy was my only win day 2. And then I had like 2 ties.
Damn.
See, man, karma. It's a mysterious,
Karma got me.
It's a
It got me.
mysterious. What do you say? Figure? Concept? Crap? Whatever.
No, it's more of a.
Is it a she?
Mistress.
I think
Mistress.
Karma's probably a
Ooh,
she.
Mistress. You know, there's a League of Legends character named Karma. I think only Azul plays, or maybe Drew. Drew, do you play League?
I used to, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I know Karma. I used to play her.
Yeah, she sucks. She's
Yeah,
good now.
she was never good.
All right.
Did we? Yeah.
So I guess we can do
Nope.
day 2 talks now. So
Yeah.
It's like a one-on-one with Chris and I. No offense,
You're
guys.
back.
How do you feel, like, when you're sitting in day 2? How did it feel, dog? Like that first time there. Like, did you feel like renewed? Were you like hype? Was it like this is it? Did it remind you of back when you top 8'd Yu-Gi-Oh? And you were like,
Oh, that's much different. Like this
Numbers,
is like
baby.
don't even compare it to that, man. Like this was a lot different. Like this was a little more prestigious because like there's a whole separate day to play.
Yeah.
Like, and you get the like you have a few hours and you go and you play like the playout like whatever top 16, top 8.
Mhm.
Now there's like this day 2. I don't know if Yu-Gi-Oh does it now, but like there's day 2 and like it's like you can take a 4-hour nap and then come back and play.
yeah,
And that's completely different. That's a game changer. It feels like a whole new thing, and like it's not as crowded and it's not as tense. That you can tell the atmosphere is different because everyone's kind of more relieved, but there's still that pressure. Like it's like everyone's happy, but it's competitive.
yeah. Well, we were all relieved because we already had $250. And
Yeah.
At San Jose, there was no relief because half the people there were about to, get an extra box for their troubles, an extra 12 points for their efforts. So that was pretty cool. I will say our day 2 was super chill. Cause
Yeah, it was,
because
wasn't
I was dead drawing like crazy, so I didn't really care. I was like final round. I believe her name was Trini or Rain. Either way, she was playing Rainbow Road, and that was my first round opponent. And she was like, "This is actually my first tournament ever." And I was like, whoa, top 32, you're killing it. Then she flipped over Xerneas, Rainbow Force, and I said, son of a... She was like, are you serious right now? And I was dead drawing, and she didn't want to end me out of my dead hand. And I was like, okay, it makes sense. And so she like does whatever for the turn, passes, attach DC, passes, attach fairy energy. She can't float stone away her Umbreon EX out of the active, so I Dark Pulse her for like 100. Because I think my hand is 6 Dark Energy, 4 Darkrai EX. And like they're slowly like draw another Darkrai, goes on the bench, another energy comes down, pass, and she Trainer's Mailed and grabbed a full art Birch, and then I like chuckled to myself. I was like, this is really about to happen. And she's like, all right, and I'll Birch, and like threw it all back in. And just the way she rolled the dice, I knew it was gonna be heads. There's no doubt in my mind. She's just like, bang, and 6 just shut out. And she's like, okay, that'll be 7. Like the way she said that'll be 7, like like we're at the register and she's giving me change. She's like, all right, that'll be 7. And I was like, oh my god.
God damn.
And I proceeded to get like run over that game. Game 2, I draw Somewhat Dead again, and I'm going through my cards, and they're brand new sleeves. Because remember, I was dead drawing with the black sleeves at the end of round 8 and round 9. And so I was like, we're going to re-sleeve White Ultimate Guard and change it all up. And so I kept dropping like a card out of my deck, or like from my hand, like I knocked it over because the sleeves are so slippery. And I did it twice. And after doing it the second time, a judge walked over to me and was like, if you drop your cards again, I'm going to penalize you. And I was just like... one, I'm on tilt because I'm getting bought by Rainbow Force, and then 2, I'm like dropping my cards. I don't even want to drop my cards. Like, it's wasting time. I'm trying to win, you know. I gotta go for the 2-0, and so he's just like, you need to control your cards better, and then and I was like, they're new sleeves. Like I know I said it in a dickish way. Like I was super on tilt. I was just like, they're new sleeves, like layoff kind of thing, you know. And I know how people like try to think about cheating all stuff. So when I dropped a card on the ground, I took my hand and laid it on the table, went to the ground, picked up the card. It was always face down, and just took it and put it right back in my deck and shuffled above the table, you know? He's just like, yeah, you need to slow down your speed then and control your cards better. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And kind of just like shuffled up and put the cards back. And then he went to go sit back down. Then he stood up and went to go talk to the other judges. And then 3 judges came over to watch my match, including Tusky, like our own personal judge, T.O. from Virginia. So that like super put me on tilt. Just because I was like, oh, I'm over here trying to play a major tournament, and you want to bring over some like correction issue, you know? It's like if we're playing, and then he's like, oh, your deck has to be north and south.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, what's crazy is like they were doing that a lot. Like even like to me, like if I like slow down at any pace to like think about my turn.
Yeah.
Like I was like trying to think about turn progression. Next thing you know, like you're swarmed by like 3 judges, but I just completely ignored them because I was just like fuck you guys, I'm in the zone.
You're playing Speed Dark. What'd you have to think about?
It's when you're dead drawing with Speed Dark, you have to think.
Yeah.
You have to think.
It's like when you open dead, you're just like,
will I lose? And then can I? Draw
When
my
will
3
I
next
draw
to the
my
drawer?
Ultra Ball?
Yeah,
When will I draw that Ultra Ball?
like what was it, round 11 or whatever, round 2 of day 2? I was just like playing against Mega Gardevoir, and I was like opening Somewhat Dead in like game 2, and like I somehow come back with a win because like I planned, I took a turn to like play like not so fast, so I can like progress the next 3 turns in a faster manner. So like that's when I stopped, and I was like thinking about it. Tusky was like looking at me as like, because I was taking like a little bit longer on my turn than I normally do.
Yeah.
But oh no, it just didn't faze me that day. Like anything they did is, I was like, I was too happy. I was too much in a good mood. Like started off with a 0-1-1, and then I went 3, like won the last 3 because our homeboy Butch got me a substitute. He was like, put me in, coach.
Yeah, that was super
Give me good luck.
So I think the worst part of me was like the way the judge just spoke to me was really what tilted me beyond belief. Because like, you know, I'm like kind of like I enjoy mutual respect with anyone of all ages. And so like when he came down and like the way he was like talking to me as if I was kind of a kid, I got super tilted by that. He's like, da da da, and I was like, whoa, Lee, you better watch that tone, because that just, it's making me angry, and I don't even want to be mad right now, you know. So I think that was like a little bit annoying to a couple of the players that were there too, just because sometimes the judges tend to talk down to players a little bit, and that makes some of them mad. But it's to the point where like I'm not appreciative of what they're doing. It's just the ways they go about it is just sometimes annoying to be. So yeah. Very true. Rest of the rounds were pretty really like super fun, just because at a certain point I couldn't make top 16 no matter what. So our opponents were just going back and forth with like friendly banter and talking about how hey, at least we got $250. So that crap was beast. Did any of you guys do the side events for points to try and get those giant like Squirtle things? No.
No.
No one wanted to substitute.
But a bunch of Ryan Sablehouse's opponents did.
Really? What?
Yeah, every time they were beating him, he was telling us stories about how his opponents would just go, "Dang it! I wanted to do bad so I could play in these side events and use these tickets."
And then they beat him.
And then they beat him, and he was like, "Wow." Okay.
Holy crap! That's a pretty sad way to lose.
Actually, that's how I was like kind of looking at it, too. When you're at like when you're at the top tables, like you're right next to like the side event prizes, and I kept having my eye on the plushies, and I was like, "Damn it! Why am I doing so well?" Like the one time I want to do side events. One time.
Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy playing Pokemon. I don't enjoy playing it that much though.
No.
Damn son.
I enjoy playing, but
It makes me happy.
after like 14 rounds of it, when I saw Chip go over and sit down with Watkins to play another game after he lost in top 8, I wanted to walk over and slap that deck out of his hand. I was like,
I mean, I'll play
like,
old format stuff, but
No, I need a break. I can be around it. I just
Yeah.
physically cannot be doing the actions. Or
They started playing expanded right afterwards. Like, damn.
oh my gosh.
No one would test with me after the tournament. Ask Azul. I was like, Azul, let's test. Let's play.
No. I need a break. I need a
We're
couple days.
exhausted, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, he did. He walked over to me and Pat playing. He's like, "I'll play somebody."
Yeah. I was like, do you guys have a deck? I want to play Speed Dark or something.
Ugh.
I love playing Pokemon. It's fun.
All right.
I saw
Yeah,
people
but
playing fun
after
games
that long
against
break-
that Jolteon Glaceon deck. I'd be so pissed if I played against that in a fun game.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, why are we here, man? Why are you wasting my time?
This is not fun.
No, not at all.
No.
I'd recommend anyone that plays at a League Cup and they see one of those people that enjoy the Jolteon Glaceon decks, just go ahead and throw a Pokemon Ranger in your deck for this
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
Because if they get that list from Grant off off Facebook, then you're not gonna have a fun time. It's so boring.
Nope.
And then if you play Ranger, they just instant lose. So
Yeah.
They like don't beat that card.
no, they just
Yeah.
they're like, oh, but no one plays that. And I'm like, uh-huh.
That's when you put it in, dude. They're dumb.
Right. Put in one of those. Put in one of the Karens, and you're good.
Oh, I'm definitely playing
All
Karen after Dylan shows up. With all that.
After Dylan, after
Yeah.
3 Vespa Queens, the Karen's in.
One Ranger, one Karen. Bam. That was anything.
One Spinda, one
Spinda.
Giratina. It beat the whole format.
Dude,
Fun fact, guys.
Dylan was a
Dylan hasn't
top
played since Worlds.
Yeah.
He
Dylan-
comes back with a vengeance.
But that's Dylan every time, dude. Doesn't matter. They
doesn't
always fear Dylan if you're gonna play against him. Like,
He just wanted to prove that he's still relevant.
yeah.
First term of the year. Oh, I'll go ahead and get second seed. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and get second place. Well, okay then, Dylan.
Whatever you say.
Anything else?
I think we covered so much of it.
Yeah.
The food is amazing.
The time.
Georgia? Athens is amazing.
They didn't have one peach. I didn't get a peach.
A single
Yeah,
peach.
that's
There's no
peach.
joke.
Only
You're-
regret.
Wrong,
It was
you're
a
in the
peach
wrong
season.
place for that. There were
Yeah,
other
you-
peaches
yeah.
too.
Georgia.
They're much like more succulent peaches.
The bar life.
And like somewhere else in Georgia? Or like,
Ugh.
just wanted a peach.
He's referencing the wonderful women of Athens, Georgia.
Oh, I just wanted a peach.
No, I legitimately think it's talking about peach.
Like
Yeah, he-
peach cobbler or something like that.
Peach cobbler.
Insomnia cookies though. We can finish with that.
Oh, that place was
Oh,
bomb.
that was good.
Yeah.
Have you guys never been to one of those before?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
We
don't
were there last year and the year before.
We don't have them here in Arizona.
They have them in Boston, so.
I have to budget for Insomnia when we go there. I'm like, all right, I'm going to spend like $60 on cookies this weekend.
Get the $300 catering cookie thing.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna do that next year. Just bring it to the testing room.
Yeah.
I've seen Mark crush these cookies before. It's
Oh.
definitely
It's
it's
bad.
definitely a show. It's more of a treat to watch them than it is to actually eat them.
All right, one last go around. If you guys had to play at a League Cup this weekend, what would you probably play, just based upon looking at top 8? Like not
standard?
like not knowing your own meta or like reading your own area. What would you guys play for the League Cups in standard, of course?
Standard.
Let's start with Chris.
Turbo Dark. Why not?
Okay, solid. Drew.
Vespa Queen.
Dylan Bryan's list or the
No,
Andrew
Dylan
Wemble
Bryan's list. Definitely
Dylan
Dylan.
Bryan.
List.
Oh,
I like that.
I was like, no Sushi Master.
You don't think Sushi
I
Master?
don't- but can anyone play what Dylan Bryan plays? Like,
yeah.
Actually, he has a point there.
That's true.
is
No,
it
yeah.
worth risking it?
Yeah, if you read
I would-
his articles are super in depth. Like
Yeah,
when he talks about a deck that he's in love with, which is Vespa Queen, he's just word vomit 9,000 words.
Yeah, but
Like that
playing something
article.
else, playing something that Dylan Bryan plays is always risky.
That's true.
No one can play the deck like that man can. So, I'd probably pick what I'd play if you want to play Vespa Queen. I'd pick one of the other top 8 lists and just flip a coin. Like, just pick one of those two.
Honestly, that's good advice. I mean, like you have to read Dylan's article to like figure out how to play that deck to get into his mindset. Of
Yeah,
how he like plans turn progression.
yeah. Because there's so.
Go
I
ahead.
feel like there's a lot of depth with Octillery to like how you can do playing turns and stuff.
Like it seems simple, right? Like let me
Yeah.
just use these cards and draw more cards. But half the time Dylan will be like, I just need to draw one card. So I'm just gonna play one card, draw one card, and he's like, okay. But he could potentially just empty his hand and draw more. That's not the point.
I'm dying.
Mark learned that very quickly.
That's
After playing it.
Say that's a prime example because going into the tournament, me and Dylan tested Turbo Darkrai Vespi with me as the Turbo Dark player probably about 30 times, and we literally went like 15 and 15. And then after the tournament at Chris's house, we were bored, so we were playing it, but we switched it, and I was playing his Vespiquen list, and he literally bopped me like 4 games to 1, like immediately, and I was like, "What is going on here?" And he's like, "Dude, you just didn't have it going the way it should have been." And I was like, "You're right. What is going on here?"
Dylan's gonna deny that this ever happened because he doesn't want anyone to know that he played Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all we like, I'll go ahead and back up Mark and say that this really did happen before Dylan denies it.
Yeah, if we ever test against Yvettle, he'll just hit us up on Facebook. Hey, can you test tonight? I need to test against Yvettle. I was like, why don't you do solitaire like you sometimes you do? No, I don't want to touch that. Like, ugly bird. So, the funniest part about that, which I think we should close out on, is that Andrew Wemble, like messaged me as soon as Dylan put up the article, because he put up the article before London, and then Alex Hill had his 9th place run in London, with Vespi Striker. So, Wemble messaged me. He's like, Dylan's on point with the Vespi Striker call. I think his list was like abysmal. And I was like, nah, dude, it's really good. And he's like, no, that list is horrible. He's like, this is bad.
It's more of
October's
a
bad.
abyssal.
Yeah. And then Wemble's list made top 8 through William Boatman, and then him and Dylan played in the first round of top 8, so that was like pretty darn epic.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is he doesn't play Sushi Master.
Yeah.
Yep. Sushi Master.
They play Garb. They play 2/2 Garb.
I don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything if you're Dylan Bryan.
That's a free prize. Free prize to Dylan Bryan. He's like, oh, look, a Garbodor. Yum. Then he's like, all right, you can have a Vespi. I'll trade another Vespi back after I just draw 3. I'm N-proof. You're not. You have to bench a Shaman. If you bench a Shaman, I'm going to win.
Wait, that lucky helmet was probably so OP.
That lucky ammo was ridiculous.
Like sometimes, like there were times when I would watch me, you just had like a lucky helmet sitting there with a Vespiquen on a Vespiquen with the DC, and it's just like, what do you do?
Yeah, there was a couple times when like I saw his opponent sit on a VS Seeker, like blatantly looking for an end play, and try to bring Dylan down to 2 prizes or 2 in hand, and then like counted Dylan's deck and like looked at his hand, he's like, even if I end you, you're gonna go down to 5 cards, you know, or like he's gonna get hit, go into +2, draw for the turn, and then he still has an Octillery. It's like just like what the. There's no hope.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Lysander around it?
No.
So,
You're stuck.
They're gonna have like three Vespiquen on deck, just waiting.
Yeah. Oh, what happened to M Guardy this weekend? Before we leave, because that was the last deck that.
Mega Ray.
super hype. Yeah, Mega Ray.
It's also a bad deck. Like, it's
Yeah,
straight
Mega Ray
up.
beat it. The field was like so much Greninja. Those beat it.
Mega Ray beats it. Greninja beats it. A good Turbo Dark should beat it. You should have 2 or 3 lab in your deck as Turbo Dark, and the deck is also bad. So
I played
Yeah.
against 2. I used Spinda against them 4 times, 5 times a piece. Like my opponent mulliganed and showed me fairies, and I was like, oh, good thing I opened this Spinda. And then I sat there and I was like, uproar. And then he like energy retreat shaman into M Guardy, bench setup, missed the Mega Turbo. It's like Lysander Dragonite, uproar. One opponent had to burn double fairy drop. He's like, fairy drop this time, this Mega Guardian, fairy drop this Mega Guardian. I was like, look at that Spinda. He did so much work, man. Double fairy drop, 7th prize turn or 7th prize game because I just have like 4 Darkrai EX on the back.
Yo, same concept works with the mirror. Spinda OP. It's like a permanent reverse valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Spinda absorbed all the Oblivion Wings this weekend. People were like, bam, 30. I was like, yeah, okay, 10. Everyone takes 10. The hoop on the bench, give him 10. So,
Yo, that makes numbers easier, man. You don't need the build.
I am happy to say that we have added another player onto the Someone's PC's roster. We're in talks for 2 others, but those have yet to be officially confirmed. So, I guess we're gonna post it tonight, or post the video tomorrow. So some point today, there's gonna be an announcement of another Someone's PC player, and everyone's gonna be absolutely hype over this man, just because he's ridiculously well known, and he has some savage accomplishments. So that should be fun, and I highly doubt anyone's even gonna guess this guy, right? Drew?
They might. They
Yeah,
might.
they might.
Given his past,
No, they might.
Maybe.
You trying to give him any hints?
They might.
You're starting to give him hints.
They might.
no, but like people talk about the past, they may like, oh, is it Danny? You know, like, come on, what kind of past are we talking about?
Go make sure you leave a guess in the comment section below. Let us know
Yeah.
what you think.
That would be beast. What? It's so hard to say without giving everything away. Because when you
Dude, leave it there.
Don't say, man. Just
Leave
don't
it
say.
there.
Let's
go.
Yeah,
They'll see.
And mystery, yeah.
No, that is a nice.
we'll
mystery.
find out.
I like it. All right, guys. Take it
win
easy.
In the shadows for now.
Yeah. Take it easy, and remember to visit our page at someonespc.com, and shout out to our sponsors, Ultimate Guard, for providing us with the sick. I guess we don't really use their playmats, but their deck boxes and their deck cases. And
Oh,
their
I use them. I
sleeves.
use them at league challenges, bro.
Yeah, you do use their playmats on league
Yeah.
challenges. Those are pretty cool.
Also, their lanyard came in clutch for my new keys. Yeah.
Never mind, you guys are doing it all. I'm just here
Yeah.
in the background. It's
I wear the
tough.
wristbands all the time too.
Oh, and these Someone's PC hoodies are super dope. Those
Yeah, they're awesome.
you guys have
Let
that
us know
all
if you guys
weekend.
want us to sell these. Y'all want any of these sweet t-shirts?
They look so nice. I can't wait for a second wave. That'd be a lot
Oh,
better. Yeah, the ball's like ridiculously good looking. Drew and Azul were supposed to get theirs, but we added them
Yeah.
right after we
Ordered.
made an order, so they'll be wave 2. But all right, thanks for logging in Someone's PC, guys. And holy crap, I need a cough drop.